Assalamu alaikum, my dear and respected thinkers. In daily reflection, today we are going to learn something about Hussainee spirit. The renowned historians of the world have always been stunned before the unmatchable courage and unswerving willpower of Imam Hussain Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, who fought against the onslaught of cruel forces with the weapons of true faith. Such a truth reveals that the right always dominates the wrong in such a remarkable manner that the advocates of the wrong get ashamed forever in the annals of history. None can find any kingdom in the history of mankind where the lovely prince offers not only his own beautiful blood and soul, but that of his whole family for the sanctity of truth of all the incoming kingdoms in the world. The great sacrifice of Imam Hussain has marked the history for real truth once for all, and we should not forget the core lesson that humanity at the moment is enjoying the fruit of that truth for which great Imam kissed martyrdom. Had there not been such an iron wall against the chauvinism of Yazidi forces, the brutality would have spread the world forever in the years to come. This sacrifice has actually saved the humanity from the jingoism of all kinds of wrong forces for all times to come. It has been determined for the coming generations to finally identify and realize who is with the right and who is with the wrong. Imam Hussain, the landlord of paradise, is actually quite confident that surrendering and siding with the cruel rulers may leave an impression among the Ummah that perhaps truth has no power. He speaks the full truth and showed his complete faith. He knows that half-truth is more dangerous than even the entire lies. He realizes the fact that some great sacrifices are required to counter the cruelty and to protect the righteous for a right cause. He gives a golden turn to the pages of history. The great sacrifice has left a grand lesson for the humanity in general and for the Muslim Ummah in particular. The core of the lesson is that whenever there is a conflict and crisis situation, one should never remain in doubt. One should be ready to side with the right, even if one has to pass through the burning inferno of circumstances. There is no place for those who are advocating the satanic ideas. Only spiritual ideas rule in the world of truth, and that truth takes the shape of a golden truth if flood of blood is flowed to preserve it. This is what Imam Hussain demonstrated. This is what we call Hussainee spirit, direly needed in all walks of life. It is required in the character building of our youth, who often remains in the ocean of distrust and doubt. We must know that purpose of life should not be to follow the satanic and Yazidiyat path, but a path of the right so that Allah's and His Prophet's raza could be achieved. A spirit of sacrifice needs to be created among the youth in the very pattern of Hussainee spirit. It is desired in the realm of education. One should devote and dedicate one's life for the cause of true wisdom while creating passion for learning and self-discovery among the masses. Apparent defeat in Karbala is actually an eternal victory for sober humanity. To win forever and enjoy the eternal recognition, sometimes some of the precious lives are to be donated. When Allah accepts such a donation, the life of a huge chunk of humanity across generations is secured and protected. This is what has really been exemplified by the great Imam. And this is the connotation of Hussainiyat which brings miracles if adopted as full letter and spirit in all walks of life. Our leaders should take this lesson for playing winning strokes in economic and political fronts. Our youth should inculcate love for such a spirit that would ultimately spread magnanimous love for Ahl Bayt and Sadat. This special love would create upright power to take breakthrough in domestic, scholarly and professional life. Pakistan is standing at the critical juncture of history where right and wrong should be clearly separated once for all, so that the external forces could be countered if any likely act of brutality comes up. Muslim Ummah is also under great social, economic and political stress, which can only be relieved if Hussainee spirit is mobilized in our internal and external policies. But in order to be more powerful in this spirit, we will have to be united by activating Organization of Islamic Countries in line with the Hussainiyat. We must know that unity was the implicit argument of the grandson of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. True followers of unity took his side, but others preferred to be degraded in the path of Yazidiyat. Let us take a start of peaceful campaign to bring the innocent youth out from the traps of satanic forces. We must realize that Hussainee spirit may naturally be reflected in all the mankind in their adventures and advances towards the welfare of people. The universality of this spirit testifies the truth that supporting the cruel is never justified. Even in the West, sober and morally sound communities raise their voice in favor of such kinds of universal truths. Righteous ones always think beyond their petty interests. They are always ready to surrender their benefits for a big cause of the nation and Ummah. They do not have lust for power. Following the spirit of Imam Hussain, they never compromise on principles. Above all, they get ready to respond any kind of challenge with Hussainee spirit through their full zeal and zest. Goodbye.